What is up, guys, and welcome to Tool Talk. This part of the channel is pretty much come here on the weekends, take a tool out of the truck, and I start talking about it. Today we're going to talk about the FlexShaft. This is K9102. There is a bigger one which I have over here. It's kind of large, so I don't want to put it on the table. I'll show it to you in a minute. Yeah, so I start talking about these tools, tell you what I think about it, my experience with it, and what I think is strong, what I use it for, and what I recommend people to use it for. Anyway, so I remember the big hype when this came out a couple of years back, the Clock Dog and the coats and all of these things. It was they were talking like, oh, throw your jetters out, forget about it, sell your jetters, you're not gonna need your jetters anymore, forget about your snakes, just a little transit van and these two, it's all you need. No, not at all. This tool has his uses, with what I use it for, and I'm gonna tell you right now what it's a must-have. No, you don't need to have a FlexShaft or a chain-driven Pico Clock Dog, whatever it is. You don't need to have in a van. I think your snakes and your jetters that you're using today, don't really need it. It's not a must. Okay, is it nice? Yes, it is very, very nice to have these things in your truck because it has its uses and the applications. When you look at the commercials of these things, and because that's the problem, the misleading information out there about tools is like, you got guys on a pipe, they got a pipe on a vise waist high, and then they push in these things up, in and out, and then they look at the other side and like, wow, that is far from reality. That is just not, obviously the person that's starting a drain cleaning business will be like, wow, yeah, that's all I need, grab his credit card and purchase this, but that's the purpose of the commercial though. But here's what I think about it, from a drain cleaner. I've been doing drain cleaning for 15 years now. And, the thing is that couple of elbows and you're pretty much done with this thing. It has no push. You are actually the push, you push it in and out. And then if you have a couple of bends, this thing loses pretty much half of its strength, meaning going forward. So this is about 60 feet, I believe. And I don't even think I ever made it over 40 feet on any line. Maybe I just never had a straight shot pipe waist high and then go like, maybe that way we'll go 60 feet, but that will never be the case. I mean, reality is you probably bend over on a sink, you're trying to push this thing in there, and you got the customer's chihuahua humping your leg. That's reality. That's what's out there when you go in the field, So, all right. First thing is, like, for example, this is a big deal for me in buildings. If you have a clock on let's say on a second floor, third floor, when you actually have floors below, and let's say you have a soft blockage, grease, whatever, you can jet that line, but do I prefer to jet or to chain it? Knowing that there are floor below, that if there's a disconnection on a pipe or something, I can flood somebody downstairs, so that's where these things shine. I think buildings, it's what I like to use it for. 2-inch grease line on the third floor, instead of having a jetter or things like that, I'd rather just run a little bit of water, chain it up, and call it a day. Because at the end of the day, the buildings that we deal with around here are pretty old, and a crack on the pipe, or something could go wrong. You having a jetter, you know, just blowing hard, you know, hard. I mean, you know, a lot of pressure inside a pipe. This just, to me, it's just safer. So also the next thing is that, for example, we, you know, here in the Garden State, we have roots, a lot of root inside the sewer lines. There's a root problem here. We like to have a lot of trees, and then the roots, they just dive into these clay pipes, and we have a lot around here. So I don't know what the plumbing codes were when most of these houses that we visit at the time, but the key is that it's cast iron pipe, and then as soon as it passes, the foundation of the house turns into clay. So let's say you're doing a root job, and you go ahead and you go with your jetter, obviously, and you're starting to cut roots, your warhawk, whatever, and you're 60 feet out, and you're cutting the roots as you go, 3-foot sections on the clay and the belts, and then you start cutting a root. So now you are about 3 feet. Your clean out is here where you have your jetter, and now where the cast iron to clay transition is here, you have a root here, and you start jetting that root. You're just gonna take a bath. I mean, all the water, you turn on your warhawk 3 feet from the clean out. You know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be messy. So now that's when these machines shine for me. You have a root there that is just too close to jet. You put the chain on this, and then you go ahead and get rid of that root without having to, you know, make a mess in the place. And then that's exactly what this is thinking. If you're afraid of making a mess, these machines are really good machines to have in the truck. So this is a small one. This we claim is to do from 1.5 to 3-inch pipe. And let me get you a bigger one. Ugly looking. It's been working. Oh, here is live lesson. This machine was put close to the muffler of the Urban Warrior jetter. That's what happens when you put anything plastic near that area. Okay, thank God, you know, they were able to cut it, but look at that. It still works, still operational. It's just a case. Which I like about the rigid. There are cheaper machines that come in kind of like the K50 cage, open and everything. But if you're doing a kitchen sink, the cable comes back nasty. I mean, you wipe it off and everything, but it's just nice that it just goes right back into his housing, you know, and then whatever mess, it just will happen in here. And he also, a lot of people don't know this, but there's a drain here for you to clean it inside, like when you get to the shop or something. And yeah, this is what I think about the FlexShaft. You must need it. I mean, they're not crazy expensive. I believe this one is about $1,200. The other one's about $900. So it's a must-have. No, I don't think you must have to do your drain cleaning work every day. It's a nice to have. Yes, it is very nice to have. If you have the money to just add it to your arsenal, do it. Yes, it is a pretty cool thing. But the hype out there that forget about your jetters, throw your jetters out, sell your jetters, and forget about your sink. No, that is not even think about that. It's so far from reality. That's unbelievable. And this thing has broke up. I broke it a couple of times, and I'm able to get parts for it very easily. Rigid keeps parts, and then there's also a transmission type of thing here inside. I'm gonna open it up to install a new cable. That'll be a whole new video, so you guys know how to do it. It's actually pretty easy. And yeah, I mean, powers with a drill. Every drain cleaning van has a drill inside. That's a no-brainer. And it doesn't take much space, to be honest with you. You can stand this up, lay it down. You know, Raymond has this in his truck with the short 250. It's in there, not taking much room. So in that aspect, it's pretty good. And that's about it. You know, that's all I can think about these chain machines. People, this is a big deal for people that do liners. If you're gonna do a liner, you need to have a pipe nice and smooth. Those guys that do liners, they use these a lot. They need to use them a lot just to have a very smooth surface. And yeah, so that's what I think about the FlexShaft. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I answer all my comments, and you know, I like doing these videos because, you know, I'm a 15-year drain cleaner, and sometimes there's a 25, 30-year drain man out there that, you know, can have a different opinion, and then I'm learning, and now you're learning, and then everybody wins, you know. So this is it. See you on the next one.